in the 80s, Rolling Stone called a now classic country rock song Power Twang. Steve Earle's Copperhead Road and its music video tell the story of 3 generations of the same family, 2 bootleggers and one who turned to a different illegal activity.
Oh boy, and even to this day, there's an ongoing fan base battle over the possible real-life setting of that song. Lyrics reference Knoxville, the county name you can still find in several states, including Tennessee. And then, of course, it's the biggest clue of all, the supposed Copperhead Road itself.
So what's the story behind the song? Here's tonight's Tennessee Truth or Tall Tale.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Lord, for an absolutely beautiful day. It is the Phil Show on this News Talk 98.7 WOKI.
Before he did this, the man with a voice countless East Tennesseans recognize did this.
I was at WIMZ in '88 doing rock radio and playing Steve Earle.
Phil Williams' career in radio spans 30 years, and as a DJ, his playlists once included Steve Earle's Copperhead Road.
Well, my name's John Lee Pettimore.
He says it's a story some just couldn't get enough of.
Same as my daddy and his daddy before.
It had all the great ingredients. It talked about moonshine and heading down to Knoxville with a weekly load, and then it talked about marijuana. And a lot of our listeners seem to enjoy that at the time.
He's headed down to Knoxville with a weekly load. You can smell a whiskey burning down Copperhead Road.
And every time I hear it, I smile because it's one of those great story songs.
More than 150 miles away from Knoxville, you'll find Johnson County, Tennessee. It's known for sweeping views and high valleys. And some say the county serves as the setting for Earle's rough and rowdy rock and roll song.
Ever since it came out, I've heard it.
Certain lyrics match places around the community.
Johnson County Sheriff painted on the side.
Well, you know, everybody listened to it. Of course, they used the Johnson County Sheriff Road on the side of their car that they run the moonshine with.
Bought it at an auction at the Mason's Lodge.
Mentioned the Masonic Hall and all that.
Copperhead Road.
But above all, Johnson County has the iconic road where Earle's tale of moonshine, marijuana, and revenuers went down. The county sheriff knows that firsthand.
And I don't know of another Copperhead Road. There could be somewhere, but this is our Copperhead Road.
The name Copperhead Road is on mailboxes along the road, but don't expect to find a street sign. Certain die-hard music fans make that nearly impossible.
As fast as they put them up, they take them down.
Even more than 20 years after the song hit airwaves, the posts are bare because fans are still taking the Copperhead Road street signs as collector items.
They're crazy over these signs, apparently.
Something that keeps the Johnson County Highway Department pretty busy.
I guess we have put, since I've been in office, we've probably put, I'm guessing, 8 signs up down there. I'd never heard of the Copperhead Road. I guess really I hadn't heard much about it. I got to be road superintendent and I found a lot out about Copperhead Road.
I came home with a brand new plane.
But the song isn't just about places. It also tells the story of an overall shift in society. After the old days of moonshining faded away, law enforcement faced a new battle with the growth of a new illegal homemade product.
Johnson County was known for quite a bit of moonshine back in the early 40s, back in that area, you know, and then they kind of moved on from the moonshine to the marijuana.
And that kind of criminal activity has also taken place along Copperhead Road over the years.
I actually have pulled some pretty good sized marijuana out of this holler down through here.
These days, though, the sheriff says the road and its residents are pretty calm. DEA helicopters no longer circle above. Young families have moved in, and a new kind of business calls the area home. At the end of Copperhead Road sits an old empty school. Current plans are for it to become a winery. It's part of a local vineyard, and the man who owns it all has a history closely tied with the tale of Copperhead Road. He's a retired ATF agent. And some say the lasting legacy of it all, moonshine, marijuana, and now legal wine, make the story behind Steve Earle's iconic song, A Tennessee Truth.
Everybody knows where Copperhead Road's at.
Better stay away from Copperhead Road.
Well, no, it don't bother me. I mean, I think it's kind of neat. I mean, it's just part of Johnson County. I mean, that's just the way everybody looks at it.
Certainly it embraces our past, who knows, some of my family, who knows, maybe some of your family may have been in the moonshining business. And you can just see him breaking down that big black Dodge and hopping it up and heading down to Knoxville. And the romance of the guys running liquor, you know, going back to Thunder Road and things like that, that's romantic stuff.
Pretty incredible. Learned so much about that song that so many of us are familiar with. And Steve Earle is still performing these days, by the way. His son, Justin Towns Earle, is also making a name for himself in the music world.
Yeah, coincidentally, the younger Earle is performing tomorrow night here in Knoxville at the Square Room. So if you want to check it out, there you go.
Oh, neat little history lesson. Another great piece by our producer, Amanda Dale. Well, stay with us.